Let's show everybody why tourism's a bad idea. Never leave home, ever.
Never leave home, never book an Airbnb.
And especially don't go to Maine.
Oh yeah, fuck. I'm sure people in Maine are lovely, but strictly speaking, as a Stephen King fan, fuck Maine. And Massachusetts, because I'm a Lovecraft fan.
Also California, because perpetual fire.
There's that.
A part of me wants to joke about Texas, but that'd just be mean. As if everything else we just said wasn't already mean.
Well, I mean, I did start this by saying I'm sure the people of Maine are very nice.
Certainly.
It's just I can't trust the state of Maine at all because of Stephen King.
The people are fine. It's the location that gives us the willies.
Same with Massachusetts. Because like a lot of Lovecraft stories are set in Massachusetts, whether it be Arkham, Salem, frickin' Innsmouth. Although really, there was only one story in Innsmouth.
You mentioned a place called Arkham, and my brain goes, well, that's one reason to stay out of New Jersey. Gotham's over here.
Just imagine like
Gotham's in there. No wonder Gotham sucks.
Just imagine like every fictional city suddenly becomes real, and you've got like different places and towns just like colliding in on each other, and meanwhile Delaware is just like, oh cool, we have skyscrapers.
You also have the strange alien man in blue tights that flies around with a big flapping red cape.
I mean, at least we don't have a man that dresses up like a clown.
I mean, the Joker has visited Metropolis on occasion.
I also remember...
Also kind of indirectly nuked Metropolis once.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a different timeline.
I remember, he once went to Metropolis, wired it to explode, and, like, before the Joker, like, before Superman even met up with the Joker on top of the Daily Planet, he already took out all of the bombs.
X-ray vision and super speed.
And Joker still threatened to set off the bombs to take out himself and Superman. And Superman was like, fine, do it. Won't hurt me. And I believe he went on to say, like, because Joker mentioned Batman's rules, Superman says, I don't have rules. I don't need them. Or something to that effect. And the Joker left Metropolis saying, this place is boring.
There's also a reason most supervillains in the DC multiverse tend to stay away from any city with a recorded presence of, any version of the Flash.
Oh yeah, because, like, there's a panel. There's, like, a couple panels of a guy trying to break into a car. There's a red blur, and then he's already in prison.
There's one comic of a guy trying to boast at a supervillain bar that he beat up the Flash, and everybody there is panicking. You pissed off the Flash.
Do you have any idea how fucked you are?
Signal went weird for a moment there.
I said, do you have any idea how fucked you are?
When an entire bar full of supervillains starts panicking, you pissed off the Flash? And it suddenly occurs to them, if he took off the Flash, he would never have gotten far. So, where is he? Suffice to say, karma descends upon them like an angry red blur.
Yep. I mean, let's not even talk. Well, actually, no. Let's talk about Impulse. Or not Impulse. Oh, God damn it. Inertia. There we go. That was his name. He killed Bart Allen, Barry's grandson. And you want to know what Wally did?
Oh, this is gonna be good. What did he do?
Oh boy. Okay, so let me just find the thing. Hey AJ. Okay, so Inertia had tricked the Rogues into killing the Flash, Bart Allen. Upon doing so, the Rogues immediately turned on Inertia. And not long after, Wally West came back from whatever it was he was doing, learned about Bart's death, hunted Inertia down, and had fully planned to kill him. Instead, he did something that would make the Reverse Flash blush. He used his abilities to slow Inertia's movements down to the point where he was totally immobile, essentially a living statue. He then placed Inertia on display at the Flash Museum, facing statues of Bart Allen as Impulse and Kid Flash. Though he can still think, see, and hear in normal time, Inertia was then doomed to spend eternity in a state of near total paralysis, staring at Bart's images.
Yeah, I see why you say this would have made the Reverse Flash blush. Holy shnikes.
It is. Like... like, since then, Inertia has popped up here and there. What, with all the reboots and whatnot, but... that is true. The thing about Eternity is that it's forever. There was one moment where I think Barry and Wally were in the Speed Force and various villains from the past showed up. And Inertia showed up and tried to beat the shit out of Barry, thinking he was Bart. And, like, Barry dodges and just looks at Inertia like, I'm sorry, who are you? Anyway. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the cave. Vegas Bear here, as always, with Mekumon.
Hello.
It is Monday. It is the last day of June. We're playing Resident Evil 4 Remake. Separate Ways. And we're going to finish it today, too. So, played a game years ago where all the protagonists were immortal, but they would periodically lose their memory. One of the characters was chained to a boulder, forced to look into the darkness for hundreds of years. I think it was 10,000, but that might have been a bit extreme. That sounds horrifying and interesting.
At the rate that missions and items are fresh for SD Gundam Eternal, I should have a Destiny Gundam before the end of the week.
Awesome.
And on the note of oof.
And Verdugo was his name, right? Pesanta first mutation.
Still looks like some kind of xenomorph thing.
Mm-hmm. And then second mutation. Oh, there's its body just there on the ground. That's funny.
So, one other thing I'll mention was that they brought in another event mission. This time centered around Gundam Seed Destiny. By beating the first level of this mission, the easiest difficulty possible, you can get yourself a Destiny Impulse Gundam.
Ooh. The price, well, that's our choice to make. allies haven't been kind to him. Oh, I knew you'd choose that one. Will have come back any...
Understandably, that thing has been a major help getting me through the actual plot of Seed Destiny up to the halfway point.
Of course.
time.
Alright, so last time on Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways, we defeated Cassandra. Lewis died. We gave Leon up the boat ride to the island. And now we have to find Krauser because he took the end.
The area is well guarded. I need to be careful.
The other story campaign that dropped this weekend was
That's where
a little something called Star's Counterattack.
Woo!
To the point where the special unit assembly thing has been focused around these two campaigns dropping, a special Impulse Gundam and the High New Gundam. Ada, you're looking more and more like Swiss cheese by the moment.
Lights out. Here we go.
Is enough about how my exploits over the last few hours. How are you doing, AJ?
Who's next?
Ow!
one really stupid thing about cloudy and rainy days, they sap the energy right out of you. Ugh.
That's an issue. Although, sometimes I feel like it's a big thing. You have too much energy.
Like, ever since it started raining today for me, I've just had the urge to crawl back into bed and fall asleep. And the soundbite ended damn near perfectly when that one guy fell. Nice.
How many arrows does it take?
Definitely looking forward to Wednesday though.
What?
I was thinking out loud. Okay, clearly that all that time spent off the air did not do Alf any favors. So, yesterday, before we, settled in to watch Babylon 5, I was talking with Verb about how the, MLP Midnight Sky fanfic. I went over some of the things I had put in, like, the little nods and hints and such over the last several chapters, and he pieced together himself what was actually going on. I will say, I was very proud of it, and when he started theorizing, and what came out of his mouth was damn near the exact scenario I was writing.
clever bird, I'll tell you that.
He is. What blew his mind was the fact that all the hints he needed were already there.
Just gotta go.
Need to find the main terminal.
He's even well on the way to figuring out, I should say, the plan I had for Lavender Night in that story. He even noted how, motivation-wise, Lavender and Midnight were opposite sides of the same coin. Wanting the same thing for different reasons.
So, brief aside. You've seen the live-action Resident Evil movies, right?
Bits and pieces. Most of my experience comes from Decker Shadow reviews.
Does this hallway look familiar at all?
Unfortunately, yes.
Good.
Well, I can't recall the context off the top of my head. The hallway looks familiar.
Our research into the Amber continues on the island. We're beginning to get a clear picture now, but there's still much we don't know. The Amber is proving its usefulness, although it is still dormant. It has great influence over other parasites and even strengthens them. I'm convinced that this optimizes the relationship between parasite and host. In our experiments, we were able to recreate this for one of our test subjects. This is a great achievement. Next, I want to test its influence over the superior specimens of Quagga. However, only those at the top of Los Illuminados are hosts to this particular type of parasite, and they never agreed to participate in any experiments. I need to plan carefully if I wish to find any volunteers. Annabelle Garcia Escarut, head researcher.
That's where
Something tells
That's
me
the-
this isn't just.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
The effects of the Amber are greater than anything I could have imagined. Martinico was once a fragile, uncontrollable test subject that was despised for being born deformed, but after numerous experiments, it gained tremendous resilience and regenerating abilities. And now it is impervious to conventional weapons. Now, for the bad news. It may be stronger, but its mental capacity has not improved at all. It is unlike, in the unlikely event that it breaks free, there is little we can do to contain it again. Only the powerful lasers can stop it for good. Well, clearly it broke free.
You don't look friendly. This is where we say goodbye. Guess my new friend was the result of some experiment.
Oh, shit.
Stay with me.
Oh, shit.
真夜中のドアを叩き帰らないでと泣いた
Thankful to be able to have the Twitch and the Discord up at the same time, because Twitch has stuck me with a 5 back-to-back of typical ad thing.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So, this guy, the guy who experimented on Krauser, it turns out Sadler knew what he was up to and placed a vial that had the parasite at his workstation. And it's basically, you either take this, or I kill you, or you can kill yourself. And his response was,
What?
It's gonna be a long night.
What the fuck?
Lasers. Better watch out. excessive.
Alright, that wasn't too bad. More than likely, it'll probably...
It's going to get worse.
yeah, it's gonna get worse.
This is it. Now, how to connect the device. I'm at the site and jacked into the main terminal. You're going to blow up this entire island. Including the president's daughter. Won't that make things harder for you?
You're telling yourself that, Wesker.
Copy that. On it now.
And Wesker should have been there for the philosophical debate at the end of Gundam Wing. He'd lose his goddamn mind.
You should know by now, Whisker. I don't always play by your rules. Okay, I'm done here.
Oh, shit. Alright, let's do this.
Now, Sadler.
That monster didn't stand a chance.
I love the fact that the perfected soundbite was basically the exact length of that boss encounter.
Now, find Leon and Sadler. Leon's headed for their sanctuary. I'll meet him there.
Gun runs with fun for a reason, stranger. can I do you for? What's that? How have we procured these curiosities? You don't want to know, mate. A well-tuned weapon can make up for a lack of skill, friend. We're starting to get an idea of your tastes, friend. Well, we've given this one all we have to try that on for size. There you are, as you wished. Try that on for size. Will that be all then? Don't get yourself. Killed now. Welcome. Ruby's all right. A deal well struck. All miles stocking up while you can. Wise choice. Better to be over pleasant travels.
All right.
A clean strike. Here we go.
Oh, I recognize this area. This is where Leon and Ashley run away to near the end of the game. After they beat Sadler. Is Sean still there?
Yeah?
Okay. You were quiet. I didn't know if you were.
No, I'm still here, thankfully.
Here.
Oh shit!
Catch.
No, that was poorly timed. Honestly, I'm just waiting on a very specific moment to use another soundbite. We are getting close to the end of this little campaign, you said, so I am waiting to use Bloody Tears for the final boss.
Is that Browser's Beret?
Weird.
Maybe it's a situation like when we found the guy with Leon's jacket. They just took it.
So, here's a fun fact for you. It's completely unrelated to what's going on, but I thought it was neat. In Transformers Super Link, or Energon here in the States, you'll frequently see generic Autobots and Decepticons alike, mostly generic Autobots, using a very particular weapon. This weapon is the Earth Federation's Bullpup machine gun from the 1 Year War, but with a new texture and being treated like, you know, your standard Transformer beam rifle.
Interesting. That's a nice little reference.
And it just gives me Alex flashbacks of, look at this beam rifle. How is this a beam rifle?
Almost there.
I can feel it. Your type gets things done. Welcome. Ooh, what you buying? I'll buy almost anything. I'll buy it at a high price. A deal well struck.
On the note of Gundam, though, funny enough, I've seen people talk about how G-Quax operates on a if Tomino didn't work on it, it doesn't exist
You
mentality.
get some bang for your buck. I guarantee it. I'll keep a lookout for items that suit you.
No, hear me out. They specifically use this to focus on the 1 Year War and have hit Zeta. But, stuff like HMS Team or War in the Pocket, because Tomino didn't work on it, they treated it like it never happened.
Okay.
Welcome.
And obviously, due to the alternate timeline, Operation Stardust clearly never happened.
Your valuables won't do you much good in the grave.
Wait, alternate timeline.
Not bad. Hope to see you again soon, stranger. I can hardly.
Operation Stardust was carried out by Zeon remnants as a revenge attack after the war ended.
Yeah, wasn't that the
A 1-2 punch of using the nuclear strike-empowered Gundam that the Federation develops, and proceeding to drop a colony afterward.
wasn't that the reason why the Federation created the Titans in the first place?
Yeah.
So, how is it not him?
It's not that it's not canon, it's that it simply didn't happen.
Join our covenant.
If Zeon won the war, they never carried out Operation Stardust.
Exalt Thor and let it be so.
Oh, okay, I think I understand.
Leon!
So, in regards to G-Quax, if Tomino didn't work on it, it didn't happen.
Precisely.
That makes
Think of it like
sense.
Think of it like this. If 8th MS team existed, then why would the Earth Federation make grunt suits out of the gun cannon instead of the ground type Gundam?
Wayward lamb, servant of the heretic wolf. This will be your trial.
Moreover, if
Tribulation.
War in the Pocket happened in the G-Quox timeline, then why would there not be gyms based on the Alex? Why would the Alex itself have not been combat?
Yeah. That's a good thought, actually.
You little wretch.
Simply put, they didn't happen in the G-Quox timeline.
I would love to see what the Alex would look like in the G-Quox.
I'd love to see what the ground type Gundams look like in that style. Particularly the EZ-8, that's gotta be interesting.
Also, I can see why you waited to play this.
Like, there's a bunch of one-year war side stories that, simply put, don't happen because they were not alluded to or mentioned in the original anime. So, no 8th MS team, no War in the Pocket, no Blue Destiny, no White Dingoes.
This is gonna be hard to explain at customs.
Well done, Ada. Evacuate immediately.
Understood.
Someone's coming to pick you up.
No Stardust memory.
Right.
I trust everything is fine on your end, too. Yeah.
Heck, I'm pretty sure Zeta's gonna be unrecognizable if they did something like that for the G-Quox universe.
When did Zeta take place?
Roughly 6 or 7 units, like, roughly 6 or 7 in years after the one-year war.
G-Quox takes place 5. Yeah. 5 years after the war ended.
Like, one thing I know for damn sure will not exist is the Gundam Mark II.
You have forsaken
At least not in any form we recognize.
body. The bright gift to become one with us.
It's kind of interesting that in this universe, Gundams are treated the same kind of they're kind of treated the same way they are in Unicorn, which, like, seeing a Gundam is rare or something.
Not long until the bombs on this island start popping off. Time to wrap things up.
As, honestly, it should be. With the exception of the ground type, Gundams are so resource intensive they can't be
Just
made
what
in
I
large
was
numbers.
looking for.
At least until we get to, like, closer to victory and mobile suits being made smaller makes them more cost effective. I should probably also include the Mark II in the same category as the ground types in that regard. Being made of less specialized materials makes them easier to produce. To the point where, in some versions of the UC timeline, we have at least 4 confirmed Gundam Mark IIs instead of just 3. And as long as we're talking about stuff that's never going to exist in the G-Quack universe, the Zeta Gundam. The Zeta kind of needed the Mark II in order to happen.
That's true. Although, if I'm being honest, I feel like the G-Quack is right for that purpose.
Potentially, yeah. Although, I'm still just going to straight up call it when I see it. The G-Fred is just Ava Unit 1 in another show.
It does. Oh, this guy does. It does not help that it can move on its own to protect its pilot.
Or that its sibling unit, the G-Quack, actually does have an opening mouth, which I called that. I saw those teeth. I knew this was gonna happen.
That's true. You did call it.
Bring me a challenge.
What I didn't call was the open mouth thing also being a visual reference to Amuro's helmet in 0079.
That is
Some people pointed this out. In certain shots, the light being emitted from the mouth of the G-Quack looks like Amuro's helmet.
Empty. Deja vu.
I'm getting sick of your shit.
Let's see, Bloody Tears again or JoJo? What should I do?
Jojo.
Time to end this.
Wait a minute. Hold on. That was perfect.
Unintentionally timed, but again, perfect.
Perfect. AJ, you know, she used that Batman device and forgot to have a good grip. What would be her plan if the device just launched itself out of there?
What are you doing?
Nothing personal, Leon. Louis
Oh,
made an
that's a good
arrangement.
point, actually.
Don't worry, I'll take good care of it.
That's why you make sure the grapple hook is attached to your arm.
Bride's here. You coming?
Also, you know,
think
don't
we both
use it
know
like
this.
like
Where we go our
don't use
separate
it
ways.
like Spider-Man swinging webs, because otherwise,
I see.
or use it to try and save yourself from a fall, because it will rip your arm off.
Heck, the only reason web swinging doesn't rip out Spidey's arms is
Better get
because
a
of his
move on.
talent.
Cute.
Until next time, Leon.
Leon!
Patch me through. I've obtained the amber.
Excellent.
Just one question. What are you planning to do with this?
We do not pay you to ask questions. All you need to know is a new dawn is breaking. 100 will give their lives so that just one may live. I am expediting that change.
So, we're talking millions of casualties.
Billions.
How ambitious. We're changing course now.
I love how the pilot gives like a slight shake of the head, like, alright, he doesn't pay me enough for this shit.
I like living. Yes.
This crazy bitch just fought off an army of monsters. I'm not gonna fucking... What am I gonna do? Say no?
Mother was right, I should have been a taxi driver.
So that was Separate Ways. Ada's little side story. Wait, what was that ship? Hold on.
We're only an hour in, but we're done.
Oh, that was Wesker's ship. Okay. If I was a good pilot, I would have just done a barrel roll. With a helicopter?
Yeah, I don't think that's physically possible with a helicopter.
But yeah, we finished early today.
Yeah. We're just about to break an hour 10.
I had nothing else planned.
Well, we started late anyways. Might as well just cut it or might as well just call it early.
Yeah. What do you mean peak? Okay. Oh. I don't have peak, and Meikumon doesn't have a computer.
But you do have repo.
I do have repo. But after the day I've had,
I'll be honest, I'm getting increasingly sleepy and like I'd rather we just end it.
yeah. Hey, Rank.
Calculated destruction is well below 50% of the estimates. Most of the island remains intact.
Oh, Ada. What to do with you?
The choppers is still within range, sir. Should we open fire?
No. Her little act of defiance changes nothing. Besides, we have all we need. We continue. As planned.
Oh, they're the ones that they picked up Krauser's corpse.
Soon, the sun will set on the age of man.
Alright. You need to create more short clips and blast them on YouTube.
No, Wesker, I think the age of man is gonna persist long after you.
You're right, AJ, but there's a slight problem with that. I don't know how to upload the clips to YouTube.
Chat GPT, are you serious?
I think he is. check out new models. Luis.
I'd rather not feed the growing AI revolution, thank you.
Luis with the vest. Ada. Ada in a very pretty dress. Ada in her undercover outfit.
From Resi 2.
Ingrid. Good old superhuman Albert Wesker. Yeah, I can kind of see where you're coming from. Wesker with a suit. Villager with glasses. I don't remember encountering him, but I guess we did. Villager with Leon's jacket. A soldier with Krauser's beret. And that weird mistake of science.
That thing trying so desperately to be Venom.
Alright. Looks like Slash from TMNT. A little bit. It's missing Shell, but a little bit. Alright. That's going to do it for us here today.
As short as today's stream was.
Ooh, I can finally delete this off my PlayStation now. Alright, so thank you all for watching. This has been Vegas Bear 92.
And Mekumon.
And if you like what we do, please feel free to support us in any way you can.
Be it monetarily, engagement, YouTube subscription, or just sharing us around. Every little bit helps.
And as always, stay safe, stay comfy, especially in this heat. Stay hydrated, especially in this heat. Be good to each other. And we'll see y'all on the next one, which should be Doom 2.
Yeah, Doom tomorrow.
Woo!